Hello， 各位大家好哈。今天的影片呢比较稍微有点特殊点。今天的影片是 TQ 泰坦任务2的系统设计师呢，他会帮我们解读一下呢，你在初期 EA 的体验，不是那个 EA 哈的体验之下呢，你可以玩了哪一些东西？游戏有一些核心，然后呢，它的任务，它的一些比较基础的东西，然后它未来的开发的一些巴拉巴拉这些什么，那我们看一下12分35秒呢，这个 TQ 的系统设计师呢，会给我们带来哪一些丰富的东西？我先跟你们讲一下哈，我很少去推这个大家去入坑的游戏哈，只要是我筛选过的游戏，通常来讲都是不会太差的哈，我自己敢这样子讲，所以说。你们在看影片或是订阅我的频道之前呢，你可能会翻到有些游戏为什么我都没有玩或者没有上传，是因为我玩游戏很挑哦，我玩游戏很挑的。好，我们先看一下。
Hello and welcome to our early access gameplay preview of Titan Quest II. I'm Balint Martin, lead systems designer at Grimlore Games. In this video, we will be taking a look at what you can expect in our initial release. Titan Quest II's handcrafted world is semi-open, allowing you to explore in any direction you choose within the current chapter. Our chapters, on the other hand, will
那我先跟你们讲一下，就是说我看了有几个 interview 访谈，他们是有按照 POE 跟 POE 2的一些核心去做改良跟制作。因为这个团队已经不是之前的泰坦1的团队了，所以说你会在游戏当中会看到很多 POE 的影子，还有暗黑破坏神 Diablo 1跟 Diablo 2，但是呢，它跟 POE 最大的不同是呢，它没有 POE 这么的炫炮华丽的技能，它就是简单扼要，一次到位。它不会说所以说你在泰坦任务那里面呢，你不会看到太花俏的技能哦，并没有。所以说，如果你没办法接受刚刚我提到这些东西，那你可能比较适合玩 POE， 因为呢，这种东西的话，你看久了，你视觉会疲劳，再加上就是说POE 的评价，我相信大家都比我更清楚。当然，这一次的电脑配置的话呢，会比较稍微高一点。那我之后的影片呢，会拍这个泰坦任务2的影片，我都把特效拉得比较低，也就是说现在会玩 POE 的，你可以玩 POE TQ， 应该是也是都可以玩。
will be connected in a linear fashion. Let's take a look at the flooded farmlands near the village of Pyrgos. This is an early game area, shortly after the goddess Nemesis forced our hero to flee their village. The local dam has been breached by the Ichthian fishmen, causing the flood. We are tasked with finding their leaders and eliminating them. Combat in Titan Quest II is all about a back and forth with enemies. We carefully crafted animation timings to ensure that you can sidestep enemy weapon attacks. Enemy abilities are telegraphed and avoidable as well, and often come with an area warning on the ground. Mobs are typically built in a way that they would complement the strengths and weaknesses of the enemies in each group. Groups of fodder don't always have backup from more advanced enemies though. Looking at the Ichthian faction, you will see a huge variety of troops that can form a great number of compositions. For example, the Enchanter is a healer that prioritizes its strongest ally and also buffs them while the channeling healing is active. Brutes frequently accompany them, as their powerful mace abilities and high health make for excellent synergy here. What really tops this duo off is when there's also a man-catcher in the squad, trying to snare you with their net. If you are caught, the Brute Slam ability is not avoidable for most builds without teleport, so you will have to find a way to survive the onslaught with a mix of your skill usage, barrier, potion, and your raw stats. For glass cannon characters, the dodge skill will be your best friend, as ideally you never get caught in the first place. While we definitely want the combat to be challenging and demand your attention, we also wanted to make sure you have a lot of choices about how you engage these groups. Do you take out the low-rank enemies first? Perhaps target the flimsier casters? Maybe you can manage to unleash a flurry of abilities to take out a tougher single enemy.
Not enough energy.
The Ictian leaders we are asked to hunt down in the flooded farmlands have particularly powerful abilities and are kitted out with a large number of them. On top of this, they also have auras that boost the performance of their allies, making the entire group more dangerous. Leaders or elite enemies will be scattered throughout the open world and are sometimes associated with quests. They can definitely be threatening, but aren't quite on the same level as boss tier enemies. When building your character, like in the first Titan Quest game, you will be combining 2 masteries to form your class. Within these, as you unlock new skills, you will mix and match skill modifiers to customize them to your needs. Even your passive skills will feature feats that you can unlock, as well as mix and match, further expanding your ability to customize your character. Flexibility is key in Titan Quest 2, seeing as there are several synergies to explore, and certain enemies will just be more resistant to your core build. To make sure you have this flexibility, we are allowing you on-the-fly changes to your skill modifiers at no cost, as well as skill point respecs without the need for a vendor. Skill point reallocation will cost you, however. As for your main attributes, altering those would require a ritual, invoking the gods' favor. Your attribute allocation will determine what sort of equipment you will be able to use, as you would expect from any RPG. Titan Quest 2, however, features meta attributes, which are a function of adjacent attributes. These will then boost select damage types. For example, you will be able to build a might and knowledge focused mage, allowing them to wear heavy armor while using a staff. Might and knowledge both contribute to the resolve meta attribute, which then boosts your fire and cold damages. You are not fully locked into the typical archetypes of your attributes though, even if you don't spec into agility, as your attributes are still contributing to their meta attribute with agility. It may be possible to pivot to lightning or poison damage, or physical damage types with the right gear and some small changes to your modifiers or skill allocation. During your journey, you will come across this cave beneath a temple containing Titan Ichor. By now it has crystallized, but it still contains enormous power. This power could be yours, but you will have to prove your mettle in this wave-based encounter. The enemies you face here will be skeletons, with some of them getting introduced for the first time. While they are individually weak, oftentimes you will be fighting large numbers of them. elite skeletons, like evokers or revenants, create greater threats with their abilities, but so long as you pack some strike, fire, cold, or lightning damage, cleaning them up should be no problem if you don't get caught too much. Especially the melee skeletons will be quite resistant to poison or pierce damage, however. Revenants can be particularly threatening, imbuing their allies with their own elemental damage type. Guards are able to reduce the damage allies take, while warlocks take on a leadership role, littering the battlefield with powerful AoE attacks and adding life drain damage to their allies. Lastly, let's take a look at the Hippocampus, one of Titan Quest II's optional bosses. Her skills are much more complex than even those of the most elite regular enemies. This will demand attention from players, whether they rely on absorbing damage with a barrier, dodging just at the right time, or simply tanking with a perfect build that counters the boss. With our bosses, we want to make sure that players can pick up on ability patterns and thus allow them over time to more effectively take on these enemies without too much randomness in their ability sequences. With the Hippocampus, it's particularly important to time dodge abilities well, as overusing it will lead to certain abilities hitting you. By opting into Leap Slam, you can simply jump over the wave attack, saving you your dodge ability charge. Further Leap Slam charges help even more. However, when it comes to the Water Beam and Electric Ray combo attack, the timing of your dodge will be of great importance, especially seeing as this is a delayed attack with a small window of error. Being an early game boss, the Hippocampus only has simple phases, gaining some barrier in stages as the main health bar depletes. Bosses in the later game will unlock devastating abilities as you work away at their health. This and more awaits you in the early access of Titan Quest II. Our initial release will offer you an introductory chapter as well as the Ictian chapter. The Earth, Storm, Warfare, and Rogue Masteries will be available, alongside 50 enemies, 6 bosses, 9 main and 14 side quests, and much more. We will add further content in regular game updates. We can't wait to hear what you have to say about the game. Your feedback will enable us to build the best Titan Quest II experience possible.
OK， 那我在板上有看到，就是说目前的价格，就台湾来讲的话是300多块钱。那未来因为它会出繁体中文版，所以说价格就会提高。所以说 如果你们不介意的话，要省钱，现在就可以先下手。那外面有它的汉化包，那你们可以稍微去斟酌。但是我并不是很依赖汉化包，因为它可能没多久，它就是因为汉化包那种东西的话，三不五时汉化包会进行更新，就是说它会做字体的修饰或其他不拉不，到时候你有三不五时常常可能要去做更新部分怎么的。那到时候如果说有就民间的繁体汉化包的话，我可能会拿来下载。就目前来讲，我是没有在用汉化包啊。当然就看各位的取舍的。OK， 影片的最后呢，我推荐给想要玩 ARPG 动作 RPG 的所有玩家们。这个游戏呢是可以去体验去玩的，但是前提是，如果你没办法提到我刚刚讲到的，如果你想要过于华丽酷炫的特效来说的话呢 ，TQ2 应该是不适合你。但是如果你想要返璞归真，回归到当初的你玩 ARPG 的那种感动 ，TQ1 我玩过，但是体验不太好，因为我觉得 TQ1 的节奏让我玩到想睡觉。那 TQ2 呢，我个人觉得说玩起来我有回到当初 Diablo 2、Diablo 1的那种感觉。OK， 以上影片提供给各位当参考。那陆续我这一段时间我会持续的去，如果可能的话。我持续的会利用一点时间呢，去玩一下 TQ， 那分享我的 TQ2 的经验给你。我们下个影片见。